The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your coffee time crew.
All right. Well, it is hump day, y'all. Happy Wednesday and welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. This me and Carol here again today. So good morning, Carol.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
So anyway, we got a full day on our interest groups. We actually got 3 of them today. So starting at 2 p.m. Pacific time, we got The Blind Kitchen with Deborah Erickson, again, 2 p.m. Pacific time. It's a really good group. Deborah has a lot of tips and tricks for working in the kitchen, but most importantly, she has a lot of products that are adaptive, to help you out in the kitchen. So if you're interested in, adaptive products that you can use in the kitchen, again, come on out, check Deborah out at 2 p.m. And then later on, starting at 5, we have our AI for beginners. Just basically trying to help everybody get, with using AI, whether it's, ChatGPT, there's so many different AI platforms out there. My little slogan is, you need to learn how to use AI before AI learn how to use you. So, again, we'll be doing that one at 5 p.m. And then right after that one, we got Pedro, our MIA host. He'll be doing his advanced technology group at 6 o'clock. And, Pedro's really, really good with, especially Apple products and stuff. He's good with all of it, but that's more his specialty. So he's always doing a lot of nice, neat tricks and different ways to set up your phone, different things you can do with your phone or your Mac, whatever. So again, come on out and check us out. Everything starts at 2. Then we got 5 and 6 o'clock. So again, don't hesitate to come on out and, if there's something you need to know, we're always here to answer those questions within any of this stuff, these technology groups especially, so we can try to get you past whatever barrier you happen to be facing. So anyway, we're going to jump into this right away because these articles are pretty crazy. I don't know, Carol, do you remember, I forget the ex-FBI guy, I believe it was, or whatever it was. Anyway, James Coney or whatever it was. I can't remember his name. We'll get it in the article. Do you remember where it was just in the news where he took a picture, just a picture, of somebody else's, exhibiting using seashells and
referring to a number of some sort.
8647.
Right.
Okay. This is a word that the right uses quite frequently. So
right.
Now they want to charge this man and put him in jail for sharing the photo, I guess, posting the photo. And bottom line, it all infringes on our First Amendment rights. So anyway, let's check this one out and we'll talk about it on the other side.
Today on Coffee Time, we're asking the question, what if your vacation photo stirred up a national free speech debate and even landed you in legal hot water? That's what happened to former FBI Director James Comey. He posted a photo on Instagram of some seashells arranged to say 8647. For the uninitiated, That's slang some interpret as get rid of the 47th president, a pointed jab at Donald Trump. Comey said it was just clever political commentary. No violence, no threats, just some beachside wordplay. But that didn't stop a high-ranking member of Trump's administration from calling for Comey to be jailed. Let that brew in your mind for a second. Not illegal, but still intimidating? Legal experts quickly stepped in. And the consensus? This doesn't come close to being a prosecutable threat. There is really nothing about that social media post that would qualify as a prosecutable threat, said Christy Parker, a former Justice Department lawyer. Even former U.S. Attorney Barbara McQuade agreed it wasn't the best judgment, but also wasn't criminal. So why the outrage? Why the calls for jail time? A pattern emerges. Here's where it gets serious. Comey isn't alone. Trump recently signed executive orders calling for investigations into two of his own former officials, both of whom had dared to speak out or support the 2020 election results. And then there are the international students, like Mahmoud Khalil, who voiced support for Palestinians and suddenly found himself targeted for deportation, even though he hasn't been charged with a crime. The only crime the government has offered was that Mahmoud Khalil expressed a disfavored political opinion, said Will Creeley, legal director at FIRE. One federal judge even warned that arresting people for speech like this could send a chilling message to millions of individuals in this country who are not citizens. What counts and what doesn't? Just a reminder, the First Amendment protects political speech. Period. You can't be arrested just because someone doesn't like what you said. You can be prosecuted for making threats of violence. But that's a much higher bar one experts say Comey and these students haven't even come close to crossing. This looks a lot more like intimidation than any sort of legitimate inquiry, Parker said. And that's what has free speech experts so concerned. Why it matters to you. Even if you're not posting political shell art on Instagram, the implications are clear. If public figures can be publicly threatened or investigated for expressing views, whether with words or beach decorations, what happens to everyday folks who don't have a legal team or media coverage? As law professor Kimberly Welly put it, if others in America feel unsafe to speak, that chilling effect will change your life too. Free speech doesn't disappear overnight. It fades when people start thinking twice before they say what they believe. So next time you're stirring cream into your coffee, ask yourself, do I feel free to speak my mind? And if not, why? Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
All right. Well, first off, Katie Taylor said good morning. So good morning, Katie. Uh, uh, Man, this is crazy. I mean, just like it said there in the end of this, when they, the powers that be, government, whatever you want to call it, have it out there to where you're now scared to say what you have a right to say, then they're winning. Okay. I mean, again, because if you're scared that they're going to prosecute you or whatever, and they have no right to do so, then bottom line, chances are you're not going to say it simply because, for the best reason of all, I guess, is you don't want to take that chance. I mean, I don't know. Again, for those that listen in, I watch First Amendment auditors all the time. And it's basically the same thing, right? They're speaking up for what they believe. They're doing what's within their rights. But guess what? There's a lot of times these guys get arrested. They get tackled. Their phones and stuff get broken, camera phones and whatever. And I mean, 9 times out of 10, they always win, but they have to go through, that process simply because. And when you have these bullies, just like our administration is trying to bully people, again, we got law enforcement all over the country. Not all of them, not all of them. I never will say all of them, but again, the bad ones make the good ones look bad. So again, it's our First Amendment right, man. Say what you want to say. This man taking a picture of something that somebody else did, again, it's just free speech. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody breaking down on what we were talking about yesterday with Elon Musk and is this AI Brock thing that spreads propaganda. Ain't nobody said nothing to him. Why all of a sudden now you want to say this? I mean, 86-47. 86 does not necessarily mean, okay? It just means you're done. You're 86, you out of here. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean go kill Trump. That's not what it says. It says 86-47. Number one, you could call it a code if you want to, but again, it's not a code for a violent action. It just basically means get rid of Trump. That's all it means. And I mean, again, I feel the same way. So it's my opinion. I'm sorry if people out there don't like my opinion on it, but again, it is my opinion. So that's the way I feel as well. This man ain't doing nothing but trying to hurt people down on this end of life. He wants to keep that a solid gold spoon in his mouth and in his life. I mean, come on, I mean, everything he does, he's got gold around it. What is he got an obsession with gold or something? I don't know. But anyway, let me not go there. What you got, Carol?
I mean, it's like, what has this world come to where you cannot just voice anything? You don't want me to just speak my mind. I mean, as an American, I should have the right to do that. Whether you agree with what I say or whether you don't, I should have the right to just speak. And just because you don't like how I speak does not mean that I should not speak. You can go to any restaurant, any place in America, and somebody's saying something that I can guarantee somebody's not going to like. But are you going to engage them just because you don't agree with them? What does this world come to where we just cannot be healthy and speak our minds? It's awful. Awful.
I mean,
That's how I feel.
yeah, and these folks are just I mean, how can I say? It's okay. They're so what we want to call that, hypocritical, because every time this man steps on stage, he is talking crazy to or about somebody. Okay, but the minute anybody says anything about him or his party, the first thing he wants to do is lock them up. I mean, he's trying to slide a thing into this big, beautiful bill to where he can also, because it's in the law that he cannot instruct IRS to do anything as far as with a taxpayer. He can't instruct them to start an investigation, stop an investigation, or anything else particular to an individual taxpayer. But what's he trying to do? He wants to eliminate. He wants to remove the nonprofit status of the people he wants to remove it from. And who does he want to remove it from? His political enemies. Any Democratic nonprofit that is fighting against him, he wants to remove their status. Simply, he can't stop them, right? So what does he do? He hits them in their wallet. Now they have to pay taxes on their donations. Their donors no longer get to write that off as a tax write-off. I mean, it's just, but yet you can go and buy, $200 billion worth of his meme coin if that's what you like. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
It's all good there, as long as you donate to him or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or, drop him a $400 million, golden jet, a palace in the sky, all this kind of stuff, I mean, I've heard that thing's got golden walls and stuff inside of it.
Don't forget the toilet now.
Well, they probably got a golden toilet too, but again, this stuff is just, we are moving into an idiocracy. where these rich folks feel they can do no wrong, they're above the law, and they don't give a damn about none of us down there on this end of life. So, again, pay attention to what's going on, y'all. You know what
And,
I'm saying? It's crazy. Go ahead, Carol.
and the sad part is that, I was taught as a child, when you get to a certain status or some form of financial wealth, the best way to keep it is to give it back, share it. Don't just aggressively hold it and hold it against individuals who are just not up there with you. You know, greed, I've said it so many times, is the American dream. And it's like everyone who's struggling, that's trying to survive, I just don't get the mentality of what this administration is doing, to where it's like they have no compassion for anyone that is a law abiding American citizen, to where all of these programs that are needed are just being demolished. It's like a magic trick. Disappear. We don't need this. And the wealth and the wealthy just seem to want more, instead of just sharing that to where we all can have a piece of something beautiful.
Well, I mean, I hear you, but again, it's about silencing the opposition. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I mean, that's all this is. Again, they hate the fact that their tax dollars are going towards taking care, the lesser of thee. You know what I'm saying? But again, I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, number one, half of them don't pay their taxes anyway. The other half, again, they want to get greedy and they want these tax cuts. I mean, this tax cut he's trying to slide through in here, along with the thing about being able to remove people's nonprofit status. Again, it's going to add over $5 trillion to the deficit over the
Mm,
next 2 years. Okay, and then who knows what he's going to do in 2 years? You know what I'm saying?
right.
So I mean, this stuff is just crazy. It doesn't make any sense. This man is just outrageous with this stuff. And again, if we silence ourselves due to fear of retaliation from him, guess what?
He wins.
He wins. He
Hmm.
just automatically wins. I mean, that's just like, just, well, I didn't have enough players show up to the game, so I have to forfeit. When you shut up, you're forfeiting your rights to this man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
again, it's our Constitution. You talking about this other stuff, right?
Right.
Our tax code is actually set up to where like you say, once you start reaching a certain level in money, you got enough money now. You can start donating.
Hmm.
You can donate to the nonprofit of your choice. Okay, and
Right.
for doing so, like you said, now you're giving back to the causes that you believe in, right? And you're able to
Get a
get a
write off.
you're able to get a write off for it. He wants
Hmm.
to eliminate all that. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
terrible.
The only person he wants you to donate to is him.
Mm.
So I mean, it's just outrageous. So I don't know what we're gonna do with him. Again, I've been saying this ever since he got elected. Man, I just hope we can survive 4 years. You
Right.
know, I hope we still have a democracy left in 4 years. You know, because this man is doing everything he can to strip our democracy and strip the power of the Constitution out of it and consolidate all the power into his office. That way he can do whatever he wants to do and ain't nothing that nobody else can do about it.
We
So
gotta. We just gotta share our voice and speak up. We cannot fall to the wayside, because it
not
is
at
our
all.
right. It is our
Not at
right.
all. So anyway, let's jump into these promos and then we'll get into article number 2.
All right.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United.
Hustling jingles, $10 a shots. Birthday beats and holiday knocks. Gotcha covered for the ones you love. Personalized joy like a custom glove. Get your jingle hot and fresh. Info at blindunited.org. $10 only, no more, no less. We make memories you can't afford. Got a catchy tune for your babe. Poppin' beats like dreams we crave. For Mama's Day or Papa's cheer, let's make smiles from ear to ear. Get your jingle hot and fresh. Info at blindunited.org. $10 only, no more, no less. We make memories you can't afford.
All right. Well, again, don't forget we still do jingles. We just passed up Mother's Day. We got Father's Day coming up. We got all kind of graduations jumping off all over the country. You know, birthdays, anniversaries, whatever. We can create a jingle for whatever the occasion. And again, it's really a nice little special gift of something personal that you can, hold on and share with other folks. So don't forget to come check us out if you need something like that. I mean, if you got a business, we can do jingles for your business as well. So whatever the case may be, info at blindunited.org. So this next one, Carol, this one here, I don't know, maybe this is in regards to some of these budget cuts, but and I hope this is not a dangerous move, but check this one out.
Next up on Coffee Time, the FDA has announced a major change to its COVID-19 vaccination strategy, and if you're under 65 and healthy, you may no longer be in line for an annual booster. Stethoscope who still qualifies? From now on, updated COVID-19 vaccines will mainly be approved for adults aged 65 and older, anyone over 6 months old with at least one high-risk medical condition, such as asthma, diabetes, obesity, cancer, pregnancy, mental health disorders like depression or schizophrenia. If you're not in one of those groups, you'll only be eligible if vaccine makers provide new, large-scale clinical trial data showing a clear benefit for your category. Test tube, why the change? FDA leaders Dr. Marty Makary and Dr. Vinay Prasad published an article in the New England Journal of Medicine saying more rigorous science is needed before recommending boosters to low-risk individuals. They noted that the U.S. had gone further than other high-income countries in promoting annual shots for everyone. Morning reactions and concerns. The policy shift has sparked debate. Critics worry this could limit access for those who still want the vaccine, lead to insurance complications, erode public trust in vaccination, widen gaps for underserved communities. The CDC will review these guidelines in June and could issue updated recommendations soon after. Syringe, what's next for vaccine makers? Pfizer and Moderna have stated they'll work with the FDA under the new process. However, with large trials now required for broader approval, the pace of new booster rollouts may slow down, especially for younger, healthy groups. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
I think it's a crazy move. I mean, again, I don't know if it has anything to do with, budget cuts or whatever. I just think that, number one, you're going to leave a large section of our society vulnerable. I mean, I appreciate that you're taking in consideration, the elderly and, folks that are dealing with other issues that make them more susceptible. But again, so I'm able to get the shot, right, because of my age or whatever else, right?
Mm-hmm.
But somebody in my household that doesn't fit into that category, now they can't get the shot. So I mean, what happens with that? You know what I'm saying? Now you got folks that are vulnerable hanging out with people that are not vulnerable. But my point being, if you can't protect the non-vulnerable, then they can infect the vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hope I'm making sense there, but again, I just think this is crazy. I think everybody should be, allowed to get a shot. I do know that I thought I was supposed to be able to go in and get my next one because I am one person that stays on top of my COVID vaccines. I'm not trying to do that, knock on wood. I have not been touched by it personally. I mean, I know people that have passed away, I know people that have gotten it, but myself, and to my knowledge, my family have not, been inflicted with this thing. So, but again, uh, uh, they stay on top of their vaccines as well. Now I come to find out, guess what? I can only get one vaccine a year, even though I'm in that vulnerable category. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's due, again, like I said, budget cuts. I don't know if it's due to, we now have a better vaccine. I mean, I don't know. But I just think it's a stupid move to leave a large percentage of our society unprotected. That's just my opinion on it. Again, I've always said this. I'm not scared of vaccines. I mean, I've been getting vaccines all my life. I got scars on my arms from vaccines that I got when I was going through elementary school, and it was mandatory. I mean, they literally had each classroom get up, go to the auditorium, get in line, and they had a medical clinic set up in there, and they had tables you walk through, and man, they hit you with an alcohol wipe that little spot off where they getting ready to hit you, and then they hit you with a gun that has about 6, 7 needles in it. So you get all these different things all at one time, and it literally leaves a scar on you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our military folks, they have to go get vaccines all the time whenever they travel around the world doing, serving their country.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get on a plane, you want to go to, depending on what country you want to go to, you got to get vaccines, be able to travel to those countries, not just because to protect yourself from whatever illness you might catch there, but it's also to protect them for what stuff you might bring in from America. So again, vaccines are a good thing in my book. So anyway, that's my take on it, Carol.
I'm with you. I mean, I have a mark on my arm as well. My childhood tattoo that is still with me at 60 years old. I believe in vaccines also, and I think that it is going to, now 3 categories I didn't understand that they said obesity and depression and schizophrenic. Those are categories that are in this particular realm of individuals that can have the shot, along with the elderly and a few others that they mentioned. But, and I know people who have had it. Thank God they did not pass away from it. But I know individuals who just do not believe in vaccines. They will not take them. The COVID vaccine, especially, and everybody has a right to do whatever they want to with their body. But if you sick around me and I can't see you, forgive me if I just don't want to see you. Because I'm trying to take care of me. If I don't take care of my body, where else am I going to live? So that's just, my motto about me. So if it's something out there that is available for me to take, this one sounds like it's not going to be now until I turn 65. But I'm going to take it, and that's just the way I feel about me. To everybody, like I say, has the right to do whatever they want to with themselves. But just understand, if you know Carol and you haven't taken something, I'm sorry, I just can't see you.
I hear you. I ain't mad at you either, but bottom line, they're getting ready to limit this access to this, life saving vaccination. So, I mean, Again, and all of this stuff that we bring up here about this kind of stuff, is you can all do your part by calling your representatives and telling them, no, we don't want that. They don't work for themselves. They don't work for the president. They don't work for Moderna or Pfizer. None of them. They work for us. And bottom line, they are supposed to be up there handling the people's business. But we got to let them know what business we want them to handle. So stay on top of that. You know what I'm saying? Take care of yourself. Don't let this stuff get a hold of you, because a lot of people don't come back from it.
Right.
A lot of people don't come back from it. So anyway, we're going to get into this last set of promos so we can move into the last article. Here we go. Did you know Blind United offers free training in assistive technology? We call them interest groups. We offer training in JAWS, NVDA, iPhone, iPad, as well as Meta Ray-Bans. We also have groups like support group, cooking groups, and crafting groups. There are also groups for entertainment like movie night and RS game night. For more information about all the interest groups that we offer, just email us at info@blindunited.org or visit our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Group. We would love to have you be part of the Blind United crew.
Did you know that people in third world countries do not have access to canes? The You Can Give initiative gives canes to people all over the world who cannot get canes. The You Can Give initiative not only goes to these countries and gives people canes, but they give people canes and a digital recorder that is solar powered, that has instructions on how to use the cane and instructions on how to repair the cane. The You Can Give initiative is a very worthy cause, giving canes to blind people all over the world. If you have a cane that you're no longer using, or a cane that's broken or bent, you can go to youcangive.org and get a shipping label, and you can ship your cane to Jimmy in Tennessee, and he will refurbish it and give your cane to a blind person in a third world country. That website again is youcangive.org.
All right. Well, I always try to slide Jimmy in there whenever I can, whether it's, buying a cane from his store website or donating to You Can Give. I mean, again, whatever you purchase from Custom Cane, that proceed all goes to help You Can Give. And as we always say, I don't know what the hell I would do without my cane. My cane is a very, very important part of my life now as a blind individual. And again, I don't know what I would do without it. So I'm all about trying to help anyone I can that can't get their hands on a cane to be able to get one. I mean, they're just not available. I mean, even if they are available in some of these third world countries, it might cost a whole month of income to purchase a cane. So who's going to starve their whole family for a month just to give somebody a cane? That ain't going to happen. And that's where Jimmy's stepping in and trying to fill that gap. So anyway, we're going to move on. I guess some folks are really getting tired of Netanyahu doing whatever he wants to do over here in Gaza. So check this one out.
Finally on Coffee Time. The United Kingdom, France, and Canada have issued a joint ultimatum to Israel, warning of serious consequences, including potential sanctions, if it does not immediately halt its latest military offensive in Gaza and allow full-scale humanitarian aid into the region. This marks a significant shift in tone from some of Israel's closest allies, signaling growing international frustration over the escalating humanitarian crisis. What's changing? The The warning comes in response to Israel's recent launch of Operation Gideon's Chariot on May 16th, a military campaign aimed at dismantling Hamas and reasserting control over Gaza. In less than a week, over 400 Palestinians have been reported killed. More than 1,000 have been injured, according to Gaza's health ministry. Israel has permitted a limited number of aid trucks into Gaza, but United Nations officials say the current level of access is far from adequate to address the crisis. Why the shift? This joint message from the UK, France, and Canada follows growing concerns about the worsening conditions on the ground. UN aid officials estimate that around 600 trucks per day are needed to meet basic humanitarian needs in Gaza. Right now, only a fraction of that is getting through. Adding urgency to the call for action, the UN's top aid chief warned that without immediate large-scale assistance, up to 14,000 babies could die within 48 hours due to severe malnutrition. Concerns brewing. In direct response to the situation, the United Kingdom has suspended trade negotiations with Israel and imposed sanctions on several Israeli settlers and organizations tied to West Bank activity. France and Canada have condemned the military operation and are exploring similar punitive measures. Still, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has doubled down, promising to continue the offensive until Israel achieves total victory and secures full control over Gaza. What's next? With international pressure mounting and diplomatic relationships being tested, the coming days may determine whether Israel alters its course or presses on at the risk of increasing global isolation. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
This is crazy. I mean, I was just sitting there listening. I'm thinking, do you realize they've been fighting in the Middle East almost since the beginning of time? And now it's still going on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, on one hand, I really, really, really want us to step in and help these folks in Gaza, the innocent Palestinians. I'm not necessarily saying Hamas, even though it seemed like our resident Canatan has made friends with these folks, right? I mean, not necessarily directly with the terrorist organization itself, but at least he's made friends with the people that are supporting the terrorist organization.
Right.
Wow. But I mean, how you doing this? I mean, he's working both ends. I mean, number one, he's supplying Netanyahu with everything he needs, telling Netanyahu to go ahead and do what he's doing. But on the flip side, he's over here, rubbing elbows, whatever you want to call it, with the people that are supporting Hamas that Israel's trying to get rid of. It don't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, it just, I don't know. Am I living in an alternate universe or something where this makes sense somewhere, out there? Because it doesn't make any sense to me at all. So, but I'm glad to see that, a lot of these countries are now, stepping up and again doing what this guy ain't gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Imposing sanctions on them. I mean, uh, just like America has done throughout history, put sanctions on people when they weren't, working in conjunction with the rest of the, world, global society. This is, and I mean, so not realizing that, how can I say this? Just like it hurt us with him messing with Canada. Why? Because Canada is one of the largest producers of several things that people need, no matter where they at on the planet, to live. I mean, building materials, concrete, lumber, I mean, just all kind of stuff. I mean, even the oil. I mean, they got oil up there as well. I mean, it's just so much stuff that comes from these countries that we're talking about. That I mean, bottom line, Netanyahu, you might as well try to figure it out, dog. How you gonna live without all these things that you desperately need? To grow and expand your. I don't know. We want to call it a country, or do we want to call it your empire? Just like this other guy's trying to turn into this, not wants to make it his empire. He wants to be a king, self-proclaimed king, whatever, right? But again, these folks need help over there. I wish more and more people from the United Nations would get on board with this. Somebody needs to shut this madness down. We should not be allowing this man to continue to commit genocide. Genocide is actually what he's doing. He doesn't care that he's killing off the Palestinian people because I'm pretty sure in the back of his little pea brain somewhere, he believes that everybody over there is connected to Hamas some way. So in his mind, that's how he justifies killing innocent people. I don't know how you justify killing children. I don't know how you justify all these babies they talking about is getting ready to die without this relief package. That you're not letting all this aid get through these supplies and stuff. You done blew up their hospital. They ain't got no band-aids. They ain't got no anesthesia. They ain't got no medicines and whatever. And now you want to block all of that stuff from coming in so that where is your humanity? I don't understand this. This just does not make sense. So anyway, go on and give me some of what you got, Carol.
I mean, you basically have said it all to where, you're right. It's like it is some very innocent individuals that are just trying to survive over there. And, not being able to have aid to accompany them. I mean, just some stories that were played before on a couple of the shows with Blind United to where these children are having to have amputations without anesthesia. Can you imagine that? Starving, not having any form of shelter, and now you're not allowing any aid to come to their rescue. It's like I couldn't imagine just watching these individuals struggle and die right in front of you, and you not have a heart to want to at least try to save them with something that you're able to save them with. Everyone there is not a terrorist. These are innocent individuals that are just trying to live their best life where they're at. And, it needs to be more aid sent that way. I hate to hear that they're going through this, but these countries that are trying to at least accompany them with something are fighting back to try to just try to help them find some sense of normalcy, if that's at all possible with what they're having to witness on a daily basis. And here it is, our administration, the big guy on top, the one that wants to be called the king. It's my opinion only, but back in the day, we would call what he's doing two-face. You're rubbing elbows on this side, you're rubbing elbows on that side, and you can't do that. You're being two-faced there. And that's something that'll get you really, really hurt, in the street. But he's not a person of the street. He's not a person of the people. He's just a person of himself, unfortunately. And we have to deal with that for the next couple of years. So that's just my opinion.
Well, I mean, again, you said it exactly right, Carol. I mean, he doesn't know what life is like down on this end of the planet. I mean, he's grown up in an autocratic type of society all his life, this special, just because you got money kind of thing. I guess, man, if he is an example of what people are that are in the top 1%, I'm glad I'm not there. I'm being
Right.
honest. I don't think I could live among these types of people. I really don't. I mean, I've had this thought, and I don't know because I don't have it, but I've always said to myself, if I was ever to be blessed with, hitting the lottery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could get me, a couple 100 million, whatever, close to a billion, whatever in today's lottery. That's possible, right?
Right.
But I just can't see myself, hanging out and rubbing elbows with people that don't give a damn about the rest of the country. They don't give a damn about the people that are sleeping on the streets. You know, they don't
Mm-hmm.
give a damn how much a dozen eggs cost. You know what I'm saying? Because why?
Right.
Most of them probably ain't never. They don't know what the inside of a supermarket look like unless somebody showed them seen it in a movie or something like that.
Or how to pump gas, rather.
All they do is they tell they cook and they maids or whoever what they want for dinner, and boom, it appears. You know, they don't have to go in there and say, okay, well, damn, all I can afford, let me buy this little 6 pack of top ramens, and then we'll go over here and we'll get a little bit of something to put in it, so I can feed my family of 7 or 8 for $5.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? They
that
don't know
part.
what that is. They
No.
don't know what that struggle's all about. You know what I'm saying? And the worst part about it is they don't care. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? Look at Jimmy. Jimmy cares about his community, being the blind community. And then now he's looking up and said, wait a minute, there's a section of my community that does not have access to the basic needs of a blind individual, which is a white cane.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do all I can to try to make sure these people get that, right? And this is just an average working man in Tennessee. Okay, he's nobody special. He's not sitting on, hundreds of millions or billions of dollars, none of that. I mean, he's just an average working man that gets up and goes to work every day, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then he does everything he can to try to help somebody else. I mean, the only thing these people are trying to do is help each other. They're not trying to do anything to help us. Like we said, they want to eliminate all the taxes and whatever that they pay. Why? Because I'm not part of that society. Why should I have to pay to support it? Okay, how about that's your fellow American?
Right.
How about the fact that you made $10 million, so okay, it costs you maybe 300,000 in taxes. I mean, is that really hurting you?
No.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, again, this, and I'm just throwing numbers out there. Just I'm not saying those are actual numbers or whatever, but
Right.
again, they don't want to pay 10,000. You know what I'm saying? What is 10,000 on 10 million? That's what 10 cent on the dollar.
And let us not pay our taxes, right?
You know what I'm saying? You know,
We have
and,
consequences.
and again, now, okay, well, now you want to fight it? Okay, well, they got money to hire an attorney. They'd rather pay an attorney $100,000 than pay the government 10,000.
Mm.
That is so crazy. I mean, it's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Damn, the fact with Social Security, what they stopped paying. I don't know what it is now. I know at one point it was like 100,000, and it was 120,000. I think it might be up to 200,000 now, and they're done paying Social Security tax for the year. When they first make that first 200,000, whatever that number is today, uh, they don't have to pay no more Social Security tax the rest of the year. Why? Why? Just because they're not going to use it?
Mm.
That's the way the system was designed, for everybody to contribute to the system so that whoever needs it can draw from it. Okay? And what's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with it. Not only that, if all of these folks is, making above 200 grand a year, whatever, if they were to pay into their social security just like everybody else does, regardless of how much money you make or don't make, right? Then bottom line, those down on this end that depend on that income would keep pace and have a living income coming in. They wouldn't be living in poverty. They wouldn't be living in subsidized housing. They wouldn't be, looking for all of these subsidy programs. Why? Because they would have a proper income coming in where they wouldn't need that. But because you want to cut them, keep them down, under your thumb, keep your boot on their neck, whatever you want to call it, now they can't even afford, again, let them go ahead and let them go get a job. Okay. They go get a job. What's the first thing they do? They start taking away from their income, their social security, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when do they get ahead? When do they get ahead? I mean, give them a certain period of time to move up. Wait till they start making $20, $20+ an hour before you start removing anything. Because anything under $20 an hour is not a living income here in the United States. I mean, especially here in California. I mean, if we're going to pay our fast food workers $20 an hour, wow, you know what I'm saying? Because cost of living here is so high. I mean, I know people that live in trailer parks, in trailers, that are paying $1,300 a month
Ooh.
for a trailer space.
Whoa.
Okay. I mean, granted, they get hookups, they get, the electricity, water, and sewage, but
Right.
again, $1,300 a month just for a parking space? That
Man,
is crazy. And you
it is.
don't and you don't want to pay people what they deserve. All that wealth that all those people have up on top, ain't near one of them got out there and did any physical labor to earn any dollar that they have. Well, I mean, it might be a few of them. I'm sorry. I'm generalizing,
Right, right, right.
for the self-made millionaires. you know, they had to put in the work. But the majority of these folks, they ain't did a damn thing. They mama, they daddy, or whatever, left them all of this. If they didn't leave them the money, they left them the company that makes the money. Whatever. Okay, look at the Walton family, the richest family on the planet, I believe. I mean, okay, Elon Musk is the richest individual, but if I remember right, the Walton family is the richest family. They didn't start this. They daddy started this. Okay? And they haven't lived this life either. Okay? My understanding is they got a compound. not a home, not an estate, but they got a compound equipped with bunkers that they can run to if things go bad. Who can say that? Who can say that?
Not
I
many
don't
at all.
I don't have a closet I can go hide in.
Right.
Okay?
That
And
the
these
doors stay closed on, right?
right, and these people got fully equipped and stocked bunkers that they can go hide out in for however long, right? And it's all fully self-contained. You know, well, let's stay up in here until they get through killing each other, and we'll just have to deal with whoever's left. Wow. Wow. You talking about being an ostrich with your head stuck in the sand? Come on, man. Why don't you help these people down here so you don't have to be scared of them? How about you give them a fair chance at moving up, life's ladder rather than trying to keep them down, matter of fact, trying to keep them off the ladder, period. It just does not make any sense, y'all. So anyway, I know I've been ranting. this
No, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I mean, individuals that have not experienced certain things that we have to do on a daily basis. Here it is. I am blind, but if I'm riding with someone and they stop at the gas station, I know how to get out and pump the gas, while they in there paying or what have you. Someone like that, they have their gas already in their vehicle when they step in that limo, to drive off. Or like you say, they've never really probably gone into a grocery store to purchase items, wouldn't have a
Hold on,
clue
Carol.
about what they cost.
Hold on. That limo driver better not stop at the gas station to get no damn gas. Okay? Why? Because I ain't got time to go to the gas station. That's not your job. Your job is to make sure that this car is full of gas whenever we pull out of this driveway. And who knows? These folks might have 100, 200 gallons worth of gas right there. They might have a gas pump right there at their own garage.
On their estate.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So again, this is just crazy, y'all. It's just crazy. And then what hurts me the most, this is what really hurts me the most, Carol. They all claim to be God-fearing Christians.
Right.
Okay? But clearly, they do not comprehend what the word is saying. They just don't get it. They think that what they're doing is right. Just like the slave masters used the Bible to hold people in bondage. Okay? And I'm not just talking about the slaves here in America. We can take that all the way back to the Egyptians or wherever. You know what I'm saying? Throughout time. Okay? They use the word to hold people in bondage. And that's not what the word says. That's not what the word says. So, I mean, again, folks, come on, man. I mean, think about it. I know we're all hurting in these times right now. You know what I'm saying? But, I try to live my life according to this one simple motto. You got to be a blessing to get a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So,
agree.
Whatever you can do to be some sort of a blessing in somebody else's life, it's going to come back to you tenfold. Okay. And not only that, that person that you were a blessing to, they're going to realize, you know what? There are people out there that care. So why should I always be the one that's standoffish? Let me help the next person. If I go give this homeless guy 2 hamburgers, is he going to sit there and eat both of them, or is he going to go find his homeboy and give him one? You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Most homeless people will give over. They'll find their homeboy. They might even find you. Go back to their little camp and break their sandwich, them 2 sandwiches up into bite size, and they might feed about 5 or 10 people. Who knows?
Right.
Because they, even though it doesn't look like it, they are a community within themselves, and they look out for each other.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of predators within that community.
Of course, as with any.
Okay? I mean, look at the number 1 predator of the top 1%. But again, there are predators in every level of society,
Yes,
but
it is.
when you got somebody that don't have nothing that's willing to share half of what he gets or more, man, there's no greater honor. I mean, there's no greater blessing. I think that, in God's eyes, there's no greater act. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody that has nothing is sharing what little bit he's able to obtain with somebody else that don't have nothing. I mean, the Bible I read, that's what I hear all the time, all through it. All throughout the whole book. Okay? I mean, again, I can name some things in the Bible. I may not know where they at, whatever, but I can name some stuff in there. Not like our buddy, but anyway, well, not my buddy. But again.
Hey, you know me, I say Bible is just basic instructions before leaving earth, but a lot of people that claim, to be so God-fearing and Christian-like seem to hold a lot of things against individuals. They judge you, and it to me is just it's it's not a reflection of what you are supposed to be living as. So, I'm not going to say whether it's right, whether it's wrong. I just know that being kind to individuals and doing the next right thing is always a great thing. Like you were speaking about just giving 2 hamburgers. You're right. Some of those individuals share that with others. And a lot of the homeless, I mean, they're people that have served our country and have no home to come to, but it's it's just a sad world that we live in, and the struggle is real. But if we can all pull together and just share love, kindness, understanding, we would be in a much better space, and hopefully just sticking together and speaking up for our rights with whoever you need to share that information to, Congress, your local governors, or whatever it is. Hopefully the word will get through and we can survive this.
Exactly. I'm just going to point out right here at the end, before I get into my normal closeout routine, it's also in the Bible that where it says that he that comes and asks for a morsel of bread and is given, okay, is blasphemy for him to get his loaf of bread and go hide and consume it all.
Hmm.
Okay, he gonna beg from you, and then when he get his, he gonna go hide. That ain't that's wrong. That's just
That ain't
totally wrong.
godlike. No.
But anyway, we are at the end of our time here with y'all today. We will be back again tomorrow, of course. But don't forget to come join us. We're starting at 2 o'clock for the Blind Kitchen. Hit us up a little bit later on for AI for beginners, and hang in there if you're interested for the advanced technology with Pedro. And as always, please, 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 no matter what platform you're watching us on, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, man, please like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. It really does help, and it helps to get the word out to more and more people. And we can help try to grow this unity thing that we're trying to work on here at Blind United. And man, try to make life better for not only, folks in our community, but hopefully, folks that are outside of our community well, understand who we are and that we're all just human beings here on the planet trying to coexist with one another. So anyway, everybody enjoy the rest of your hump day, and we will see you on the next one. Have a great day.